All right, my friends, welcome back to the channel. It is May 13th, 2026, day before my birthday. Happy birthday to me. But it's also the day after the big patch update for The Sims 4, which added supposedly a bunch of bug fixes, added new infant playmat, added new base layers and casts. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at the update notes, and then we'll dive into the game because I'm really curious about the base layer stuff. All right, let's go ahead in. All right, so we're on thesims.com, and this is the article that went along with the updates that were made yesterday. So the season's most anticipated updates. I'm probably not going to read the whole thing because we did go through a lot of verbiage with the video kind of previewing this, and I think a lot of it is just repeated. But we talk about they added new infant playmat, they added the base layers, they made some improvements to backup saves. I think you have a few more options for backup saves. I've never actually used the backup saves. I didn't even know it was there, but it seems like a pretty decent feature, especially with all the save file corruption. So it's a pretty good feature to address an issue they had with the game. So yeah. But anyway, they did 150 bug fixes. So what's new? The Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade Ball event. So that started yesterday. I think that runs through July 7th. It's right there on the screen. Obviously, we did log into this yesterday. We got the first 3 items. I think we log in today. We'll probably get the clock. So maybe we can check out the clock. And then I have to do another login this week to get the fountain. So yeah, we got the 2 new kits in a dazzling bundle. So we get a Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade Ball cast kit and a build kit. They are coming in a bundle, so you can buy them both for $9.99, or you can buy each individually for $6.99. And I think that bundle is good through August, if I'm not mistaken. We got a new base game playmat, which I think is pretty cool. I think Growing Together came with one, but I usually end up using the one from the Storybook Nursery kit. But I think there's a few fun colors. I like the options there. And then base layer. We talked a lot about this in my video previewing this, but now it's here. But yeah, basically, it's basically like an underlayer that you can put over the upper body of the sim. So you can have like full sleeves, you can have like all the way up to the neck, you can have like a tank top, kind of a few options here, but we'll dive into that in a little bit. Again, they made some updates to the backup saves feature, which I didn't even know it had, but gives you a lot more options for flexibility, how frequently I guess you want like a auto saving or backup saves. And then bug fixes, like I said, 150 bug fixes of the top 5 most voted. Black photos, supposedly this has been fixed now, so we'll see what happens there. Sims putting infants down before picking them up. Not 100% sure what that means. I'm assuming that's like a little queuing action, but apparently that's been fixed. Sims will no longer receive secret witness sentiment when a married or engaged sim is witnessing woohooing with their partner by another sim. Cool. Okay. Can't place item. And then the scandal, some VFX issues around the scandal. Infant and toddler improvement fixes. So they've added a lot. We already had the base mat. We already saw that. They added a toggle so that you could disable caregiver autonomy. So basically it would make caring for the infant more manual, but anytime the infant looks the wrong way, you're not going to get like a little check infant pop up and it's going to drop what you're doing so you can check on the infant. So it has a little more manual control over that. With that said, you have to actually pay attention to your infants if you have this enabled, because otherwise they'll just ignore them and they'll get taken away. So in theory. So they gain a thought bubble when they're woken up by loud noises. They fixed the issue with the stand-up milestone. We got some hover tips for bottle feeding. Additional autonomy fixes. Caregivers now need a reason to want to pick up an infant from the crib. They're limiting the amount of time caregivers run caregiving. So I guess if you still keep the autonomy on, they're still not going to do it as frequently, as my interpretation of this. Check infant cannot be canceled if the next interaction in Sims queued. That's very helpful because check infant would tend to like override like everything. Got some more videos of interactions. Yeah, I will link to this whole thing below. I'm not going to read through all of these, but it looks like basically sounds like infant and toddler caring for should be a little less like all consuming for like everything in your game. So they're not necessarily going to stop everything now because the infant has like a little sniffle and you have to check infant. So that's pretty good. Just a quick glance over some of the other bug fixes. Your Sims, if the TV or if they can't sleep because TV or radio, they'll just turn it off and go back to sleep. So that's good. They add a little pop-up indicating that naps are not a good, I guess, substitution for sleep. And fix an issue where an exhausted Sims get into bed but still collapse from fatigue. Yeah, so what happens is they would get into bed, but if they're so tired, they would then get out of the bed and then pass out. So apparently that's been fixed. So I've encountered that one a few times. So that's good. Yeah, love struck, vicious issue where Sims in a romantic relationship were getting out of bed and told to sleep simultaneously. Sims will no longer autonomously drink water. Fix an issue where NPCs enter a house to drink water. I mean, hydration is key, but if they're breaking into your house, that's probably problematic. Fix an issue where children can be taken away despite not being neglected. That's probably a plus. Can enter a state where they wouldn't eat after traveling or when hungry. Okay. Dancing happening less frequently did not affect the metal radio station. It does now, so thank you for that. Photo taken with the camera now no longer gets stuck in inventory. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It seems like a pretty expansive update. This also means that probably probably all of your mods, or at least most of your mods, are probably broken. I would imagine this probably impacts more CC than it does like the other mods, because I'm assuming that base layer is probably going to mess up something. I mean, it's The Sims. Come on, you know this is going to happen, guys. But yeah, so that's whole expansive list. I will put the link in the description if you want to take a look at it, but I'm hoping gameplay-wise, things will run a little bit smoother now. I know with my Rags to Regency Let's Play, the fact that I have kids now, I'm hoping the infant autonomy makes that a little bit more tenable to have to play that. It's one of the reasons I haven't gone back to my 100 baby challenge in like 6 months, just because the check infant and like the infant like stuff was like crazy. But yeah, anyway, that's all the fixes. So got a bunch of fixes, a bunch of different packs, some tagging updates. Let's go ahead, let's look in the game, because I really want to see what this base layer stuff looks like. Okay. All right, I'm going in. This is the save I'm using for all the Masquerade Ball timed event redeems. I just want to see if we can unlock the clock now. It still says we can't, even though I'm logging in the next day. Maybe this might be like a 1 p.m. thing, because I know that's when like the update drops. I will check on this later. We're not going to focus on this right now. What I do want to do though, I want to go into cast, create a new family, and check out the base layer stuff. So you're going to manage worlds, and I'm just going to create a new household, and we will add a male sim, a female sim, and a child. And then I don't think there was anything for toddlers, but we'll take a look. Okay, so I just spent a few minutes trying to find where the base layers were. I would expect them to be under tops, because it's a base layer for tops. It's under accessories, so that seems a little weird to me, but okay. But anyway, I put her in like kind of like this like jacket with like a, I guess, a sports bra type thing. So we have a base layer that basically goes the whole like upper body. Like I think I said in a prior video, I'm pretty sure they just like paint like the actual like sim skin. I don't think it's like a separate like clothing layer on top, but you can kind of see, because it's like, it's pretty much flush. So yeah, they basically just recoloring the Sims like body part. Anyway, let's go in. So we have the full body one, it goes like all the way like halfway up the neck. Have a bunch of different colors, so it does look, they look okay. I like that there's a bunch of different color options. So we have that. They have one that's just more like a top with like a little bit of a midriff. Actually, let me see if I can find a better top for the sim to kind of show this off. Let's do a tank. I just want to do something a little more revealing, just so we can see like the layer underneath. I'm trying to find like a good top to show that off with. Maybe I should just do like not have a top. You can just have, apparently you can just do like the base layer. So although like I said, it looks like it's just like their skin, so it looks a little weird, but they do add some accents. Like they add like some like bit of like a border, but okay. But anyway, bunch of different colors. Some of them have designs, which I think is a nice touch. So some of these you could in theory use these as like a shirt, or like if you just want to wear like a tank top or something. We have this one, and this one almost looks like a swimsuit to me. So, like I said, it is a little weird that it's like completely flush with the skin, but if you're using it as a base layer, you're probably not going to notice all the little details like that anyway. We have another version, and you got a few different color options there. And then we have the ones, I'm not going to go through all of them just because a lot of them are kind of like the same, but we do have some that also, actually this one looks kind of like so this one's kind of like a full like singlet. This one's just another shirt. This one's more of like a bra, like a sports bra. And this one's more like a lingerie-y style bra. Cool. So that is the base layers for female Sims. The male Sims, sorry, I gotta strip you down to your underwear, buddy. And it's basically more of the same. So, and they have the same, I guess there are no masculine, are there? Okay, so yeah, we have the masculine ones, and it's just like these four like shirts. This one of them have a little bit of a midriff. This one just looks like a basic t-shirt. So I think that's kind of cool. I like that there are a bunch of different colors here, and I just want to see what it does look like with layering. So if you wear like, you can wear like a tank, wear it underneath a tank top, like something like that, you're not going to really be able to see it. It'll be, so this one makes it kind of look like, it's just like when you have like, when you're wearing like a button down shirt, but you don't have the top buttons done, you kind of see like the undershirt underneath. That's kind of what that looks like. So yeah, cool options. It doesn't look like the masculine frame has like the unitard one, but that's okay. Going into child, like so they defaulted with a crown, always a nice touch. Let's see, accessories, base layer, and kind of the same deal here. Although the kids have fewer options. It looks like there's the same options regardless of masculine or feminine frame. So okay, so we have like more of like a t-shirt, an undershirt, kind of like a sports bra like binder maybe type thing, and then just like a long sleeve t-shirt. The fact that his arms are so skinny and like the kind of like conforms to the arm, like I said, it's skin tight. It looks a little weird there, but it's not bad. And then for toddlers, we have, it's just two options, kind of like just like a short sleeve t-shirt and then like a longer sleeve t-shirt. Bunch of same color options. None of the florally type pattern ones that we saw with like the feminine frame stuff. Let me see, does masculine frame have one that has like a design on it? It does. So that's kind of cool. It's like the more midriffy kind of like binder one has some designs, which is kind of neat. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I didn't add an infant. I doubt infants probably got anything, but we'll take a look just in case. They did get a, oh no, they did not. They have, so the option's there. You just click on it, it doesn't pull up anything. Okay, so that's base layers. Overall, it's a nice, I think it's a nice touch. I think it's a nice way to add just like a little more variety to your Sims clothing. Has a way you can make it so if you want your Sims to be a little more modest, it gives you more flexibility because you pretty much wear anything as long as you have the base layer. But also if you just want like just like a plain t-shirt or just have like, you know, t-shirt popping out from your collar, I think it's a nice touch. But yeah, we got 150 bug fixes, we got infant autonomy fixed, we got a new clothing option with the base layers and create a sim. So yeah, overall a pretty big update. So yeah, like I said, it's a pretty big update. 150 bug fixes, a new cast option, some new items, which is always fun, along with a new event, and we got new kits coming this week. So pretty big week for the Sims. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment if there's any bugs that you're glad they fixed, if there's any issues that you wish had been fixed but are still out there, what you think of the new base layer options, and yeah, if you just want to say hi, just say hi. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. I'm getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and you guys have been such an immense and amazing support for that, so thank you. But with all that, my friends, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Enjoy your new base layers, I guess, and I will see you next time, friends. All right, bye everybody.